How's it going? I'm sorry you haven't heard from me in a while. It's been pretty crazy. You're going to hear some noises, and I apologize. It's just me fighting with this new mic stand arm that it works really great when I'm streaming because I can just move it all the way across, but it does not work well for when I'm actually sitting in front of my computer. I just keep fighting with it. Um, I've loosened the damn thing as much as I can, and apparently that doesn't do any good. So if you hear some noises, it's me fighting. I'm like literally holding it in front of my face right now. And I've had to fight against this. It's like pneumatic, so it or like there's I don't know. It's either pneumatic or there's a spring inside of it. But I am holding it pretty tightly, like stressing my arm. So what you see me working on here, I just wanted to grab one of my videos to kind of talk a little bit. You're not going to see me talking a whole lot about this, so I'm just going to let you know what I'm doing now. I have this Plastilina clay, and I'm working on a heart, and this heart is actually going into a box that my hope is that I can get a mold of it still and add it in there. And I was making this for October, so tells you how long ago this was. But things have been so nuts that I haven't had a chance to edit any videos or do any vlogs. I've really been pushing myself to get any art out just with being so tired and stressed out. And I'm gonna, hopefully, I don't know. Anyways, you'll see the rest of this, hopefully, once I am able to mold it. And of course, putting it into the box. And I will be uploading the box as well, how I made that. It's like a fake book. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. This is Plastilina. I'm working with it. It's one of the first real sculpts I've done of anything that's supposed to look like anything in a long time, and I definitely did a very stylized version. I also made some smaller version of it, and I did make a mold of that one, and I've made a few pieces. I made a piece in paper clay and a couple of resin pieces, and hopefully I can get that refined a little bit and see where I go from there. All right, so yeah, I've been working on sculpting a little bit more. Whew, okay, so you have not heard from me for a while because I've been super stressed out, and obviously it's about the same kind of stuff it normally is, which is my mom, because really my mom is one of the only people that can stress me out, to be honest. At this point in my life, and I just every day, like, I just wake up and there's more, and then and then I don't hear from her for 4 days, and then it's like a drama bomb, and then I don't hear from her for a week, and then it's a drama bomb, and I'm at the point where I'm just starting to like mentally check out, and my stress levels have caused me to go back to like stress sleeping, which is just nightmares the whole time, where I sleep too much and I have nightmares and I have no motivation. It's like I really want to work on all these projects, but every time I try, I just can't come in here. It doesn't help that my back is also, it got cold, and my back is like, no, don't do anything. As soon as I get off work, it wants to just kind of break apart. I just got some weird message. I don't even know what that was. Oh, it was letting me know that I have an appointment. I have an appointment. But yeah, it's depression is a bitch, man. Let me tell you, like, when you're going through like these like high panic down into depression and up into high panic, it's like it doesn't matter how many projects I need to get done. I am doing really well if I can get up and like make myself some tea. And I know that a lot of people struggle with this. I did for a really, really long time, and I've kind of gotten a lot better over the years. But man, the stuff with my mom, it just wears me down. I woke up today and didn't have internet for a while, and I helped her pay her phone bill, and then I helped her pay something else so as she could go shower, because apparently she can't take baths in her house anymore. And like, I got 5 emails from her, and they were all like 3-page essay length emails about stuff that's going wrong in her house. And like, she won't move out and it's a bad house and she wants to like convince herself that it's worth fixing. And I don't know what she wants me to do. Like, I don't have the money to like replace, to have a professional come in and clean raccoon feces out of her attic. I don't have a professional, I don't have that money like to just throw at every little problem that she has that is way worse than she ever told me before. She's got problems that would make the house condemned, and not just one or two problems, but, several. And I just don't know what to do. And so, she tells me in one of the emails, it was like, she sent me this big long email about wanting me to just get her an extension cord. And all she had to do was say, I need an extension cord. Like, but instead now I know that she's only going to have heat in 2 rooms of her house this winter. And it's going to be really cold. And, our house isn't insulated. And there's all these things that like, I mean, I worry about it. Like, she's not very healthy and she can hardly get around and she's going to be stuck in that house as it is. And now she's telling me she's only going to be able to be in 2 rooms of the house. And it's like, how do you reconcile that? Like, how do I deal with that? Because I mean, I don't know, man, but I get so worn down. Like today I woke up and I had things I wanted to do and I just couldn't do any of it. And I mean, my sister is pretty worn down too. She's having a hard time. And it's like, I don't know, man. I can't bring myself to come in here and like make more art. It's very hard to make art. It's very hard to edit videos. It's very hard to do anything when all I want to do is sleep right now. And the sleep is just the worst sleep. I have bad dreams and my back hurts. And it's just all of the things that I can't stand. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I did actually make a more personal, more detailed, audio type vlog, or I don't know, I guess you could call it a podcast where I talked about things, on my Patreon, and anybody who is, like a $1 member of my Patreon can hear it. I just wanted to make it a little bit more private than these videos because even though I do get into some stuff about my mom's place, I don't get into a whole lot of specifics. And there's a lot more specifics about my personal life in that one, just because it's some stuff that, happened when I lived in Tennessee and some stuff that, and not really when I lived in Tennessee, but just stuff that happened to me when I was younger and kind of shaped who I am. And so I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about depression and PTSD and artist block. And like, the truth is that I don't really have artist block. I always have ideas for things that I want to do. I just don't always have the motivation to do them. I always say that, some people say they're bored, and I think I've talked about this before, but I don't think I've ever been bored. I think I've just been where like there are things I want to do, but I just can't bring myself to do them. And I think that a lot of people kind of do that, where there are things they probably should do or things they want to do, but then they say they're bored anyway because they just don't kind of push themselves to do it. And I've always kind of made it a point to try to push myself to be creative. And like normally when I watch a movie or something, I will be drawing, or, like if I'm sitting in the living room watching a movie, I'll be drawing, or a television show or anything. But like lately I haven't even been able to do that because I'm just trying to zone out and get out of my head. The things that have been going on are just totally bonkers. They're totally just like, even one of the problems would be too much problems for most people I know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird because like, it seems like my sister and I have pretty good days together and, we get along pretty well, but like an email to me or an email to her can kind of screw up our day. Just, just because it's like stressful. It's stressful to hear that my mom is living like this and that she just doesn't listen. And then every time I try to like help her or tell her what I need to help her, she accuses me of just judging her when I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it's just too much. It's every day is too much. Yeah. So, I end up doing random things and trying new things. And I haven't, like right now I've got some fingernails missing. So maybe my next stream, I'll do my nails again just to kind of get them done. I learned some new stuff about doing nails, so hopefully I can get them taken care of so they don't look like garbage piles. But right now, it's like, I'm in a bad place if I'm missing 5 nails. Like, that doesn't happen. So I know that that's not good. I did finally manage to redo my hair, so that did happen, and that's good. Next on the docket would be my eyebrows, I guess. They're not too bad, but they're not great. I haven't been singing or anything either. I've really haven't even been spending that much time in my office because it gets a little bit colder in here, and then when my back starts hurting, it becomes very hard for me to spend time in here without my heating pad. And I've had my heating pad on the bed for the past week or so. And I hate that this is happening because last year it happened and I dealt with all the pain, and then I ended up going to physical therapy. And I would consider going back to physical therapy again, but I mean, I know the exercises I'm supposed to be doing, and I do the stretches, and I'm not doing the full routine, but I'm doing the exercises and stretches when I can. And it doesn't seem to be helping because this is just an issue with inflammation that's causing the pain. So I don't really know what to do other than kind of like grin and bear it, but I know that it puts me in a bad mood, and I know that it makes me not want to do anything. So, and just so you guys know, this is like the first time I'm working with this clay that I didn't make a wound. I did make some wounds from it, but this is the first time I actually made something from it. I learned quite a bit about this clay, and one of the things I learned is that it is a little bit too soft for this kind of work. And I should have been using, I have some on the way, but I should have been using monster clay. I do like the clay. I like the way it smells. It has a very light kind of vanilla smell. It feels nice. It's easy to work with, but it is a little bit too soft for this. I think for the wounds and stuff, it might have been a little too soft for that too. It's nice to use though. It'll definitely be good for mold making, at least for making like the sides and stuff. And I'll start working with monster clay pretty soon. I know that you can heat that up quite a bit more. This one, when you heat it up, it kind of melts, which is okay, but you have to be really careful with it. And it also picks up the warmth from your hand really easily, so it starts to get very, very soft. And I do still have the heart. It is sitting up on my shelf just waiting to be molded. So, yeah, the little one I actually molded while I was watching some TV in the bedroom the other night. And it turned out pretty good. In fact, the little one that I did that was made out of paper clay, I went ahead and added details to that. So I think I'll make a mold of that one because I like the details a little bit more. And hopefully when I make some more casts of these with better resin, this resin I have is pretty old, and so it doesn't have the best texture. Hopefully when I make some more molds of the smaller hearts, I can do something with them. Maybe I'll make little, I don't know what the word, like little pendants or something. Because I did ask people on Facebook if they would like a pendant or something like that, and a lot of people said they would. So I thought that was kind of nice. But yeah, this was very trial and error, working sculpture like this directly from like an image, like from a picture. And what's interesting to me is that like even when I was in college and I worked with clay, or even in high school when I worked with clay, I never worked with this kind of clay. I had never worked with just regular modeling clay, like the kind you would, not modeling clay, I've worked, with ceramics. I've done a little bit with silver clay, but I had never used this stuff. And I mean, I played with Play-Doh when I was a kid, and I've done polymer clay for years. But this was quite a bit different experience. And since then, I have also used some epoxy clay, which I am not very fond of the way that it handles. I may have to like play with a little bit at different stages to see, but it was definitely too soft for me to use in the beginning. So maybe I will blend some up and try again. I didn't mind the paper clay, but it reminded me a lot of regular clay, like pottery clay, which makes sense because it is partially pottery clay with paper blended in paper fibers. And I wonder if it can be fired. I guess it can't because the paper would come out of it, but it just makes me wonder if there's a way to like harden it, because it's not very sturdy, but you can hear, I just tapped it on here, but I guess it's pretty sturdy, but I worry that it would break. I think you have to coat it, but I didn't get that far. But it is a little bit messy. It does seem to work pretty well though. It's quite heavy. I think that's the thing about it that's interesting is that it is very heavy. The paper clay is very heavy, but a little bit lighter weight than I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's about like ceramics, really. It feels like ceramics when you touch it. Um, it's not super brittle or anything, and I think you can sand it. I haven't tried, but yeah, you can hear it kind of. And then you can hear I'll do the resin one. You can hear the difference. The resin's much lighter weight. I also learned that you can make squishies out of the stuff that you can buy on Amazon that's made by it's made by Alumilite or Smooth On. I can't remember which company. I think it's Smooth On, but it's it's like the foam 3 stuff, and you can make like squishies out of it. So I was thinking once I make a mold for the heart, I could even make a squishy heart, and that might be cool. I do like the way this turned out, and I'm hoping that my big worry is that I'm going to try to mold it and I'm going to ruin it, and so that's why I've kind of held off. I didn't ruin my mold when I did the mold of my clay piece, but I mean taking it out did ruin it. I did get one good piece out that actually has the little hole in it. You can see like the hole that goes all the way through. For the little one, and my hope is that I'm able to get a little bit better at molding before I do this big heart piece, because I don't want to ruin it. When I did it, I was kind of doing it as a lark, I was just kind of seeing if I could do it, but then it turned out much nicer than I thought it would, and so I was like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and wait to mold it, and so I'm still waiting. I do have some silicone, and I do have the kind of silicone that you mix the catalyst with. It's not 1-to-1. It's a little bit, it's like the more professional kind. And it did work very well for the small heart because that was my first test. I am going to mold some other things first before I go any further though, because I really want to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing when I mold the heart. The other thing I thought about doing is just doing a few light coats of silicone on top of the heart, and then just like filling it in and putting that in the box for now, which the box is just a decorative piece. I didn't finish getting all of my October stuff that I made uploaded, but I did get quite a few things finished that I worked on. And I've already put my Halloween decorations up and put them in a bin just so that I don't forget to, because if it was up to me, I would leave them up year round, but I did leave some skeletons out though, and the full-size skeleton, Jonesy, is behind me. She's missing an arm, so I was trying to lift her arms up to put some clothes on her, and I don't know, it gets stuck. Like the way that it's made isn't very good, and I'm really mad that I spent as much money as I did on it. So yeah, I can fix it, and I think I might use epoxy putty to fix it, and I might even like snap the other arm off and fix it the same way so that the arms are more like you can move them more directions. I don't know. I like building stuff. It's fun sometimes. Yeah, so I know everybody's getting ready for holiday stuff, and my sister keeps posting these memes about holidays and like having a broken family and stuff like that, and how like they affect you. And like the truth is for me that I chose a long time ago to like not worry about my family anymore. I stopped. There was a time when there was a whole lot of drama in like one Christmas, and I remembered like after that I was just thinking, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm not going to worry about it. Like if people want to come over or see me for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, we can do that, but I'm not going to put a lot of stock in like family life for holidays. I'm just going to do what I want to do with my friends or, my boyfriend, things like that. And I have been so much happier like since then. I mean, it's been years and years now, but like I've been so much happier. I don't get depressed around the holiday season. I don't like get upset that I don't have, the same thing that other people have. And my sister, I think, has lived with so many problems for so long that she's used to seeing everybody else being a certain way and expecting things to be a certain way. And I think hopefully she'll pick up on the fact that like, sure, we'll get her Christmas presents and stuff like that, but like that you don't have to have what everyone else has to be happy. Like you can totally be happy just being yourself and just being okay, like being yourself and having your own rituals and having your own family stuff, even if that family is just a few people, because sometimes that's all it takes. And I would say that to anybody, like, you don't make yourself miserable to try to like be with family that you can't handle. Like, there's like, life is too short for that. Like, if you want to try to, be around your family, obviously I'm not saying cut yourself off from your family, but like when it comes to stuff like, holidays that you actually care about or things that you care about, don't don't make it dependent um on other people making you happy. Like, you gotta kind of figure that part out. And I know that some people don't have any choice, they gotta deal with their family, but we do have a choice. Like, my sister and I definitely have a choice, and if she wants to, she wants to have a full, like, big family Christmas, she can do that when she has kids, that's fine. But like right now for me, like, I'm just not doing it. I can't do it. I haven't been into like celebrating that as a holiday for, I don't know. It's just not my thing. It just, I don't mind doing a little bit, but I'm not going to like, put lights on the house. And I told her that I would get a tree if she really wants a tree. I don't have a problem with that, but it's not going to be like a big thing, especially since like we aren't Christians. So it doesn't really make sense to me that it matters like what day we do Christmas or when or how we do Christmas. Like, it's just not a thing. My cat just let himself into my room. Hi, Scotty. He's coming in here. He's like, hey, Mom, what are you doing? Anyway, the video's almost over, and if you'll notice, I kind of zoomed out and then zoomed back in. There was a little break there where I was showing some people who came on my stream what I normally do, because people are like, oh, you do realistic sculpture. Is that what you do? And I was like, yeah, sometimes, I'm sorry for this rambly type thing where I don't have quite as much to say as I usually do as far as like a stream of thought. It's a little bit just more, I don't know, man. It's just been a mess. It's been a bad few months, but it just seems like it keeps getting worse. I don't know. New Year's coming up. Things should be getting better soon with my back. I'm just going to try to take care of it and take care of my sister and take care of myself and take care of Brian and Brandon and just, hope for the best. But I hope everybody else has a good rest of their month. If you don't hear from me again, thank you for listening, and I will hopefully be back in a few days. Bye-bye.